Hello everyone and welcome to the course. First of all, I want to congratulate you for joining the Freepreneurs community, and I want to congratulate you as well towards taking the first step to your financial future. Now, as promised, this course is going to help you escape the 9 to 5, and the most important thing, it's free. Now, why do you need to do it? This is the first module of the course, and the first question that we raise here is, why do you need to do it? Why do you need to get out of the 9 to 5? This is not for everyone, all right? Disclaimer, this is not for everyone. Not everybody wants to get out of the 9 to 5. Not everybody wants a life to be able to do what they want, when they want, don't have a boss above their head to tell them how to dress, how to be, how to act. Some people just like it, they like the safety of it, and that's totally fine. We're totally okay with that. We're not against that. But in the off chance that you are one of these people that don't like this and want something for themselves, they want to create a future where they can do what they want, when they want, and actually like their work, and this is for you. Stay tuned, and I'll teach you how to get out of the 9 to 5 and how to escape that. Now, why do you need to do it? Well, the first thing that you realize once you become an entrepreneur and you start working on yourself and start making your own money is you have what we call freedom, right? And freedom in general comes in 3 distinct steps. Now, the first is time, right? Time freedom. Now, time freedom basically means to be able to work when you want to work, right? So today I'm going to work 4 hours, or I'm going to work only 2 hours. That's time freedom. If you're working a traditional 9 to 5, you don't have that freedom. Essentially, you're locked in for as many hours as your employer wants. So the second thing is location freedom. Where do you work? Do you work by the pool in Bali? Do you work in your home? Do you work in your office? Where do you work, right? So when you're working again in a traditional 9 to 5, you still have to be somewhere. And the third freedom is to be able to choose what do you do to make your money. Right? So this is like a passion type of freedom, meaning that when you work under conventional circumstances, you're either forced to go somewhere so you can make some bread, you can make some dough, you can make some money so you can raise your family or live for that standard, for that matter, right? This is your survival. Or you go and specialize, which is what we call college or university, right? You spend a lot of money, you become specialized in one field, and then you go work for somebody else again. But you make more money, you have more benefits, you're working in a better workplace, better conditions, and you also might be doing your passion, because a lot of people might study for the sake of, making more money and all of the benefits, but not exactly what they like. So when you're working as an entrepreneur, you unlock this, which equates to these 3 things. Time, for how long do you work and when do you work? Location, where do you do it? And passion, you get to choose what to do to survive, to make your money. Now, apart from these 3 things, you also get to choose how to dress, right? What clothes are you going to be wearing at work? And when to go on vacation. You might as well be on vacation while you're working. So if you like these things, then this course is for you. If you don't like these things and you want a safe and secure job where you can go your 9 to 5, 5 times a week, 8 hours a day, and sit there and dress how somebody else tells you, sit there for as long as they want, get overtime, ask permission to go on vacation or to go to the doctor or whatever, then that's not for you. Okay, let's clear that out. Well, since you're in the Freepreneur community, I guess you just don't want to be in the 9 to 5 environment, so I guess this is for you. So why do you need to do it? Apart from gaining freedom, you also gain something we call scalability, which translates to how much money you can earn. Meaning that if you go to a conventional job, you will get a raise, right? Eventually, at some point, you'll get a raise. And that raise will be somewhat of 5 to 10 to 20%, depending on how good your boss is and how much valuable you are to that business. Now, they get to decide how much money you make. And it doesn't really matter how much work you do extra, because you're paid by the hour, not by the project and not by the value that you're providing. Of course, you're providing value to these people. However, it doesn't really matter how much value you add. at one point or another, they get to choose how much money you make, right? If you work more hours, you get more money. But if you provide more value in those hours, they just want to squeeze more out of you. So that doesn't really make sense from the scalability standpoint. So when you're having your own business, when you're working as an individual and you provide your services to somebody else and you provide value to them, time is not an indicator of how much money you can make per hour. You can charge your project as much as you like. You choose your value. The next thing that you need to understand, as in why you should be doing this, is you get to have a purpose. You get to choose what do you contribute to society. You get to choose who do you help, how do you help them, what do you provide for them, and how much of a big impact are you doing in their lives. So when you're working a conventional 9 to 5, for example, and you're a cashier or you're an accountant or some sort, you help that company, right, with their taxes, with their numbers, with all that stuff. At the same time, when you have your own business and you get to decide what it is that you want to do, you can help elderly people, for example. You can decide, I'm going to help people now escape the 9 to 5, for example, which is what I want to do, right? If I were working in a conventional 9 to 5, I could never choose this because it doesn't really exist in the 9 to 5, only in counseling jobs. And even then, I have to be qualified to do that. And what I mean by qualified is somebody else decides if I'm qualified or not. All right, now the last point that I want to make as to why you should be doing this instead of going for a 9 to 5 conventional job is what it is you do, when you do it, how you do it, with whom you do it, and what exactly do you contribute to people. The most important thing that you have to get from all of this escaping the 9 to 5 course is you get to choose. That's the most important thing.